Yeah, I think a lot of people feel like they're living in a novel at the moment. But no, this is real. So it was interesting. Retired three-star general Thomas McInerney recently went on a podcast hosted by retired CIA officer Michael Schuler, and McInerney, again, three-star general. Schuler was in the CIA for I think 22 years, headed up Alex Station, which was charged with tracking down Osama bin Laden. Um, Schuler is a ardent, adamant QAnon supporter. Like he went all the way down the rabbit hole, man. And he's openly talking about how like there's going to be a civil war in America. A lot of American citizens are going to have to die to cleanse the republic of the usurpers and this and that. Just kind of sad, man. McInerney is somebody who I'm been aware of for quite a while. I wrote an article about him way back in 2014, so like 6 years ago, based on some of the stuff that he had said on Fox News and elsewhere and speaking engagements, because some of these things are just so bizarre. We'll get into that in a second, but just why this is relevant, why we're talking about it right now, is because on this podcast that McInerney went on with this former CIA officer, he talked about how the 305th Intelligence Battalion, military intelligence battalion, known as the Kraken, executed a raid in Frankfurt, Germany, on a secret CIA facility in order to seize a server that had been used to steal the election, the 2020 presidential election, from President Donald J. Trump. That's where he's coming from. And he's talking about this openly. Now, he was talking about how Sidney Powell is fighting a military-esque counteroffensive to try to turn the election back. And him and Schuler have this bizarre conversation about all of this. And they honestly believe that there's some sort of, or I'm imagining, I'm being graceful and saying that they honestly believe this and that they're not completely doing this cynically, knowing that it's all a lie. But it feels like they actually believe this stuff. Now, the 305th Military Intelligence Battalion is an AIT battalion. So what that means is advanced individual training, for those out there who may not be familiar. And that is part of your initial entry training into the military. So a soldier goes into the Army, you go to basic training, which is like 8 weeks or whatever, and then you go off to your AIT. So like for me, I was infantry, so they're combined. So it's like, I don't know what it is, like 14 weeks or something, whatever it is. I mean, it's basic training and infantry training together. Rod, you were MI. How long was your AIT?
My AIT at the time was almost 4 months, 3 or 4 months. And the 305th, isn't the 305th at Fort Huachuca?
I'm not entirely sure, to tell you the truth. I think they used to be.
Yeah,
I think
something like that.
I think they may have moved, but I'm not actually sure where they're stationed at the moment. But the thing to take away from that is that this is essentially a basic training company or battalion. This unit is not operational. They do not conduct operations. They are not deployed abroad. And the Army and Special Operations Command and everyone has reiterated that this false story about them doing a mission in Frankfurt, Germany is not true. It's just not accurate. And then what's also being pulled into this conspiracy theory is the 5 soldiers who died in the Sinai Peninsula on the peacekeeping mission just recently in a helicopter crash. And so the conspiracy theory is pulling them in and saying, oh, actually, these 5 soldiers died on this secret raid in Germany, which is also completely false, just not accurate.